Good morning/afternoon, everyone. I am pleased to welcome you to today's presentation. My name is Dr. S.K. Singh, and I hold a PhD in this field. Today, we will be exploring the implementation of cGMP, starting with Stage I, Initial GMP. Over the next few minutes, I will guide you through the key aspects of this important process. We'll cover the fundamental steps involved in establishing initial GMP standards and how they set the foundation for successful compliance. So, let's get started and delve into the essentials of Stage I in cGMP implementation. Now, let's take a look at Stage I GMP, which is often considered the foundational level. At this stage, the focus is primarily on basic systems and manual documentation. It's very hygiene-focused and tends to be reactive in nature. Essentially, the main goal here is to do things correctly at a basic level, making sure that the essential practices are in place. Introducing Good Manufacturing Practice, or GMP. It's all about ensuring that products are consistently produced and controlled to meet quality standards. GMP covers the entire life cycle of a product, from the raw materials we start with, through manufacturing and packaging, all the way to distribution. One of the key purposes of GMP is to minimize risks that cannot be eliminated solely through testing. This means implementing preventative measures early on, rather than just relying on testing to catch issues later. So, in this stage, we're laying the groundwork to produce safe and effective products, setting the stage for more advanced practices as we progress. So let's take a closer look at what we mean by Stage I GMP. This is essentially the entry-level phase of GMP implementation. At this stage, the main focus is on establishing basic compliance and risk control measures. Think of it as laying the foundation for everything that comes next. It's about setting the minimum acceptable standards that ensure products are safe, effective, and of consistent quality. This foundation is crucial because it supports the development of more advanced GMP systems down the road. From a regulatory perspective, it's important to understand that GMP requirements are defined by global authorities. For example, the World Health Organization has its own GMP guidelines, as do the US FDA, under regulations like 21 CFR Parts 210 and 211. The European Union also has its standards detailed in UDRA Lex Volume 4. All these regulations highlight that GMP isn't just best practice. It's a legal and regulatory requirement for pharmaceutical manufacturing worldwide. So, compliance with these standards isn't optional. It's essential to operate legally and ensure public safety. Let's talk about the core elements of Stage I GMP, which are fundamental to establishing a solid foundation for good manufacturing practices. First, personnel and training are critical. Having the right people with proper training ensures everyone understands their roles and responsibilities. Next, premises and facilities should be designed and maintained to prevent contamination and support efficient operations. Equipment and utilities need to be suitable and well-maintained to produce safe, high-quality products. Basic documentation is also essential. It provides traceability and consistency throughout the process. Sanitation and hygiene practices are vital to prevent contamination and ensure cleanliness at all stages. Raw materials control is another key element, making sure ingredients are of the right quality and properly handled. Now, why are these elements important? The main objectives of Stage I GMP are to ensure product safety and maintain basic quality standards. We aim to prevent contamination, mix-ups, and incorrect labeling, things that can compromise the product and consumer safety. Additionally, this stage helps us build an initial quality culture within our organization, setting the tone for continuous improvement and commitment to quality. All these components work together to create a reliable foundation for producing safe and effective products. Let's talk about personnel requirements, which are absolutely critical for maintaining good manufacturing practices. First, having qualified and trained personnel is essential. This means your team members should have the right skills and knowledge to do their jobs effectively. Clear roles and responsibilities also help ensure everyone knows what they need to do and how their tasks fit into the bigger picture. Basic GMP awareness training is a must for all staff, so they understand the principles and importance of quality and compliance. And of course, emphasizing personal hygiene practices is vital. Good personal hygiene helps prevent contamination and keeps the production environment safe. Now, from a regulatory perspective, it's important to remember that qualified personnel and proper training are considered fundamental GMP elements. They're not just best practices, they are expectations set by regulators to ensure product safety and quality. So, investing in your team's competence directly supports your overall quality system and compliance efforts. Let's talk about equipment and utilities. It's essential to have suitable, well-maintained, and properly calibrated equipment to ensure consistent quality and safety. Regular maintenance and calibration help us avoid errors and ensure everything runs smoothly. We also need clear cleaning procedures in place, so everyone knows how to keep equipment clean and sanitary, which is crucial for preventing contamination. Speaking of contamination, we must prevent cross-contact. This means designing processes and cleaning routines that stop allergens or microbes from transferring between products. Basic qualification, including installation and functionality checks, is vital to verify that equipment is installed correctly and works as intended before use. Now moving on to premises and facility controls. Adequate space and a thoughtful layout are key. They help us organize workflows efficiently and reduce risks. Basic segregation of operations, like separating raw materials from finished products, helps prevent cross-contamination. All surfaces, walls, floors, ceilings, must be cleanable so that no dirt or microbes can hide in hard-to-reach spots. Finally, maintaining a controlled environment, such as proper temperature and humidity levels, is essential to reduce the chance of contamination and ensure product integrity throughout the process. These elements together form a solid foundation for a safe and compliant operation. Let's talk about sanitation and hygiene, which are absolutely essential for maintaining high-quality standards. First, we need to focus on cleaning procedures for premises. This means regularly cleaning and sanitizing all areas to prevent contamination. Next, equipment must be thoroughly cleaned and maintained to ensure it doesn't become a source of microbial growth or cross-contamination. Pest control systems are also vital. They help keep unwanted pests out of our facilities, protecting both product integrity and compliance. Waste management practices are another key point. Proper disposal of waste prevents contamination and maintains a clean environment. Finally, personnel hygiene protocols are critical. This includes proper hand washing, wearing appropriate protective gear, and following strict hygiene practices to minimize the risk of introducing contaminants. Remember, hygiene is a fundamental pillar of GMP. It's the foundation that supports all other quality and safety measures. When we prioritize cleanliness and hygiene across all these areas, we reinforce our commitment to producing safe, high-quality products. Let's talk about documentation practices at the basic level. It's all about keeping things simple but controlled. You want to make sure that your records are clear and consistent. For example, batch records are essential. They document each step of the manufacturing process for a specific batch. Logbooks are also important. They help track ongoing activities and observations. Additionally, having written procedures for critical activities ensures everyone knows exactly what to do, reducing the risk of errors. Now, when it comes to records, there are 3 key things to remember. They must be legible, so anyone can read and understand them. Accurate, meaning they truly reflect what happened. And traceable, so you can follow the history of each record if needed. And I cannot emphasize enough that written procedures and records are absolutely vital for GMP compliance. They form the backbone of quality assurance and help ensure product safety and consistency throughout the process. Let's talk about materials management first. Ensuring we work with approved suppliers is crucial because it guarantees the quality and reliability of our raw materials. Proper labeling and storage are equally important to prevent mix-ups and ensure traceability throughout the process. We also follow FIFO, or first in, first out, and FEFO, which is first expired, first out principles. These help us manage inventory effectively and reduce waste. Prevention of mix-ups is a key aspect here, because mistakes in handling materials can lead to quality issues down the line. Moving on to quality control at a basic level, we test raw materials and finished products to confirm they meet our standards. Basic laboratory controls help us maintain consistency, and we only release products when they comply with our specifications. A very important concept to keep in mind is that quality cannot be tested into the product. It must be built into the process. This emphasizes the importance of designing quality into every step. Now, let's look at production controls. We rely on defined manufacturing processes to ensure consistency. Basic in-process checks are performed to catch any deviations early. Controlled packaging and labeling are essential to prevent errors and ensure correct product identification. All of these controls focus on achieving consistency and reproducibility, which are vital for delivering reliable, high-quality products every time. Let's talk about some of the limitations of stage I GMP. First, it tends to rely on a reactive quality approach. This means we're often responding to issues after they occur rather than preventing them in the first place. Next, there's limited validation, which can lead to inconsistencies and uncertainty about processes and systems. We also see weak data integrity systems, making it harder to trust the data we rely on for decision-making. And finally, minimal risk management. This approach doesn't always effectively identify or mitigate potential risks early on. These limitations highlight why, as we move forward, there's a natural transition towards stage II, which focuses on structured GMP systems. This shift aims to create a more proactive, validated, and risk-aware framework that supports better quality control and compliance across the board. So, in conclusion, stage I GMP really serves as the foundation of pharmaceutical quality systems. It's the starting point that ensures we meet the minimum regulatory requirements necessary to keep our products safe and effective. This stage is critical for several reasons. First, it directly impacts patient safety, making sure that the medicines we produce are safe to use. Second, it supports product consistency, which is essential for maintaining quality from batch to batch. And third, it's key for regulatory acceptance, helping us stay compliant with global standards. Achieving this stage is actually the first step toward reaching cGMP excellence and ensuring we meet international compliance standards. It's about building a solid base that allows us to grow and improve our quality systems further down the line. So remember, laying this groundwork properly is crucial for the overall success of our pharmaceutical operations and for maintaining trust with regulators, healthcare professionals, and patients alike. This is just the beginning, so I want to emphasize that what we've covered so far forms a solid foundation. But the world of GMP practices is always evolving, and there's so much more to explore. Stay tuned, because in the next video, we'll dive deeper into advanced GMP techniques that can help us improve quality, compliance, and efficiency even further. This ongoing journey is all about continuous improvement and staying ahead in the industry. So, I encourage you to keep engaged and look forward to what's coming next as we continue to build on what we've started here. For further support, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here to help with any questions or additional guidance you might need. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. Remember, we're committed to your success, and we're just a contact away. Thanks again, and have a great day.